As someone who's been in multiple mental hospitals.
Welcome back to Project Nihilist. Boy, did I find us another fool to make fun of. In this video, he's posing a question about atheists and the dumbest generation. I'm going to be honest, I thought it'd be difficult to show that this guy is a fool with all the hundreds and hundreds of comments he has, agreeing with every word to come out of his mouth.
Considered by many to be the greatest scientist of all time, was writing towards the end of the scientific revolution when he recorded an observation that rivaled his 3 laws of motion. Newton declared, "Atheism is so senseless and odious to mankind that it never had many professors."
That's goddamn right.
It's likely if Newton had shared his religious beliefs, he would have been deemed a heretic. Also, he was an alchemist who thought he could turn lead into gold and make the elixir of life.
How's that for a fat apple falling on your head, atheists?
Well, I'll tell you, theist, it's not really apple in my eye when you're the one who appeals to authority. Don't get me wrong, I respect Isaac Newton's scientific contributions, but he's not my messiah.
So, according to Newton, atheism is senseless, it's utterly foolish, and odious, it's repulsive. It's so senseless and odious that it never had many professors.
So I went and looked up the rest of the quote, and it is so obvious that Newton didn't have a clue what he was talking about.
But times have changed, because many people today do profess atheism.
So on my
wireless, quote, handset,
I don't have the ability to ring a bell and count up every time this guy commits a fallacy.
How did this happen? Well, if we ask our atheist friends why atheism has been spreading rapidly in our time, they'll tell us that atheism is spreading because people are becoming smarter and wiser and more enlightened.
Elmer, don't be ignorant.
Get used to it. He's going to say ignorant shit the entire video.
We prayed to God and He pitied us.
Now, our atheist friends insist that they go where the evidence points. They're all about evidence. But if we have any respect for evidence and observation and confirmation and reality, and we look around at the world,
just look at the flowers.
Can we seriously say that people are becoming smarter and wiser and more enlightened?
Yes, sir. A veritable age of reason, like the one they had in France.
Or would we say that people are becoming a bunch of delusional, narcissistic morons who follow evidence about as much as they follow Newton's Principia?
Well, that's a really cool story, bro, but what does it have to do with us atheists and our non-belief in your imaginary friend?
As someone who's been in multiple mental hospitals, I can tell you that the world feels more and more like an insane asylum every single day.
Hell, great Gam Nihilist said the world was going to shit back in '02. This is a common theme from an apocalyptic death cult who teaches progress is a bad thing. The internet spoon feeds me the worst of humanity in real time, and none of the weird shit I come across is ever about atheist.
But let's see if we can figure this out. Maybe our good friend Bill Maher can help us.
Men, don your white hats.
And start the ritualistic chanting and prepare the blood sacrifices. We are going to be in the presence of the One.
Mr. Maher, you're an atheist. You've been attacking God and Jesus and the Bible for decades. You've seen the world change over the years. Can you spot any glaring problems in society?
First, the overture.
You know the reason why advertisers in this country love the 18 to 34 demographic? Because it's the most gullible.
The younger generation is characterized by extreme gullibility. Good to know.
A third of people under 35 say they're in favor of abolishing the police, not defunding, but doing away with a police force altogether.
So it's likely Bill is citing Gallup's results because he knows they're total horseshit. From where I'm sitting, Bill's just pointing out the ridiculous nature of their conclusions.
The younger generation is so out of touch with reality that they cling to insane positions.
Spoiler alert, he is going to suggest that 30% of the USA's population is atheist, and the best information I can find suggests that it's 3 to 4%, and it's remained constant for over 80 years.
36% of millennials think it might be a good idea to try communism.
Sounds dumb to me.
Agreed, but let's not forget to tell everyone that 90% of the millennials in that 33% group are religious.
20% of Gen Z agree with the statement, society would be better off if all property was owned by the public and managed by the government. And another 29% say they don't know if that's a good idea.
So far, our good old friend Bill here isn't even monologuing about religion. Why include these clips? Well, let's call that poisoning the well.
Sounds really, really dumb.
I suspect if we took an honest look at the numbers, this guy should be more concerned about people becoming Islamic and turning their backs on juju.
So when you say, you're old, you don't get it, get what? Abolish the police and the border patrol and capitalism and cancel Lincoln? No, I get it. The problem isn't that I don't get what you're saying or that I'm old. The problem is that your ideas are stupid.
Kopi Luwak, the rarest beverage in the world. Take a whiff. Go ahead.
Their ideas are stupid, but the younger generation is too dumb and gullible to realize it. And Bill points out that this isn't just true of the younger generation. The entire nation has become so utterly moronic that we may not be able to solve the problems that we face.
I can't see the straw man because of the maze.
Finally, new rule, before we tackle any of our daunting specific problems here in America, we have to figure out how a country can solve any problem if so many of its people are so intractably, astoundingly, mind-numbingly stupid.
According to the Royal Automobile Club of England, 75% of drivers say they pray while driving. That's, of course, when they're not giving the other drivers the finger.
You might need to just shut it down.
I mean, this country just might be empirically, verifiably too fucking dumb to continue as an ongoing enterprise.
You gotta remember, this guy is the one who thinks that his imaginary friend's gonna come back in his lifetime, destroy the planet, and take all of the good people up to another planet with him.
And what about the education system?
These cats eat the beans, digest them, and then defecate.
This country simply has no education standards anymore. They will let you out of a public high school and give you a diploma, and you don't have to actually know anything.
So we've become ignorant, stupid, and gullible.
You're shitting me.
Anything else going on? Yes. Atheism has been growing so rapidly that Bill Maher wants an atheist holiday.
The Supreme Court is 2 Protestants, 1 Jew, and 6 people more Catholic than the Pope.
Must have been Tuesday. He was wearing his cornflower blue tie.
Well, approximately 3 million Americans celebrate Ramadan. 100 million say they have no religion at all. What the f***? Where's our day? Is that really so much to ask that this many people get 1 day a year when we recommit ourselves to observable reality?
According to this statistic, you're looking at about 50 million people, not 100, and most likely not even that many.
100 million people in the U.S. have no religion at all.
I finally asked the question the wrong way, and I came across this crock of shit Pew Research Center debunked garbage. So I've actually heard this study cited before, and I never took the time to go look at it. But when its results are something like this, it's no wonder people recognize it as being ridiculous.
Luckily, a very simple charm exists.
Come on, Bill. Atheists already have a holiday. April 1st.
Ridiculous!
The fastest growing religious group, his words, not mine.
I beg you for your forgiveness. How can I atone?
Leave, apostate.
The fastest growing religious group
are the people with no religion at all.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast.
They're called nuns. What's your religious affiliation? None. How much common sense do you have? None.
His people are completely literal. Metaphors are gonna go over his head.
The unaffiliated share of the population, consisting of people who describe their religious identity as atheist, agnostic, or nothing in particular, has risen from 5% in 1972 to 15% in 2005 to 32% today. You're welcome.
Look, I couldn't pick Bill Maher out of a police lineup, but from where I'm sitting right now, it looks like he's making fun of this Pew Research Center data. I am actively searching for this clip so that I could show you that it went over Del Mar's head.
So we can thank people like Bill Maher for increasing the percentage of nuns from 5% in 1972 to 32% in 2023.
You two are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
And the numbers get even better for the younger generation.
Atheist Day is about not buying something. Like virgin birth, I'm not buying it.
Holy shit! Looky!
The enemy!
It's the first generation in U.S. history that's minority Christian.
Wipe off that angel face, go back to high school.
Does this really look like a majority atheist? No, it's a bunch of Bronze Age goat herders whose imaginary friends just don't agree with each other.
When asked how often they go to church, 34% of younger millennials answered seldom/never or don't know.
Atheists of the world, rejoice. Fewer and fewer young people are going to church. Yahoo! And many of them are so insanely stupid that they don't even know if they go to church.
So yeah, I'm going to file that under /the fallacy /appeal to population /duh.
That must be good news for our atheist friends. Obviously, with so many young people abandoning religion and becoming atheists, that utopia of rationality and science must be right around the corner.
What are you pointing at over there? Your other very small and modest collection of books that you've read? What, are you going to read them all again? Do you need to source them again for another cherry-picked quote that had nothing to do with what the topic was actually about?
That was the promise of the new atheist.
I don't know what a new atheist is, and I don't give a shit what they promised you, dude. They don't represent all atheists, especially me, because that sounds stupid.
Wasn't it? If we can just escape the evil talons of Christianity, we'll get a new dawn of intellectual progress and scientific reasoning.
If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
Well, Del Mar, that age of scientific reasoning happened a long time ago, and you theists are still bitching about it.
Is that what's been happening?
Oh, I see. After all that filibustering, you were just asking a rhetorical question.
Does Bill Maher even hear what he's saying? Watch how easy this is to put together.
Oh, come on, Del Mar. Of course it's going to be easy for you to put it all together. You cherry-picked a bunch of shit from multiple videos of Bill in order to establish your own narrative. It's obviously transparent.
On the one hand, Bill is boasting about the rise of atheism, the rise of the nuns, the decline of Christianity. Look at all the people who are becoming atheists. On the other hand, he's complaining about how stupid and gullible people have become. Look at these gullible morons. They're so dumb, they'll fall for anything.
How dare you, stupid cacksucker, go around and talk about more than one thing in different videos, you fucking jerkwad.
They're so dumb, they want to abolish police altogether.
Look, I'm not here to champion Goodfella Maher, but I want to point out that this false dilemma Del Mar is trying to put forward is just horse shit. And maybe I'm wrong, and atheists are trying to destroy the planet.
They're so dumb, they think communism is a good idea. They're so dumb, they graduate from high school without knowing anything about the world they live in. They're so dumb, they're becoming atheists.
Dude, I don't know where you got that statistic, but it's just not true. Those idiots are members of your cult, not mine.
It's at an unprecedented rate. I find this fascinating. Atheists are bragging. They're thumping their chest.
Booga booga!
They're celebrating because a generation that is characterized by extreme gullibility and extreme ignorance and extreme stupidity, a generation that can be manipulated into believing absolutely anything, no matter how insane.
So yeah, that's all my non-existent brain can handle. Apologetic Roadshow's entire monologue didn't track with reality. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what I can do better with my limitations. And do all that easy shit that helps out and doesn't cost you a penny.